G'day, ladies and gentlemen, and all those in between. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Mine, where as a Chapter 1, Season 1 veteran, I'm going to be bringing you guys the latest and greatest tips, tricks, strategies, and more to winning not only more games, but more crowns in Fortnite Chapter 6. Alright, so we're going to be doing a bit of a POI drop strategy review for today's episode. So if you guys are keen to see that, make sure you guys do hit that like button and you hit that subscribe button. Alright, now there is going to be many ways to go about this drop, and this is my favorite way to do it at the moment. I've done this a few times, but first things first, you want to make your way down to this crusty burger sort of steamed ham tray here. Alright, I do like to take a little bit more than I need here because you know what, I would prefer to have the shields more than I would prefer other players to have the shields, right? So, I'm definitely going to go inside and out here. Alright, trying to, of course, remove the other players in the lobby that have landed nearby. And that is one of my favorite things about this drop strategy here, is going to be the fact that it's, for the most part, pretty low-key. Like, this isn't, you're not really going to find a lot of players coming here. Maybe the ones that you do find are going to be bots. Whatever the case, I feel like it's still quite low-key. And so for that reason, I rate it pretty highly, you know, just in terms of where I would put this in the list of my favorite POIs to drop out. So as you can see, some more slurp barrels here, some more slurps you can sort of grab here by breaking them and get some more heals. And there'll be a lot of this sort of thing. There'll be a lot of these sorts of heals littered around this POI as well. So you'll have another tray of steamed hams there. And if you go down here to the back of the location, there'll be another chest. And there will also be 2 car spawns at the front. Now, if there are no car spawns, there is a bit of a jump pad there, as well as some more chests down below. And I would say that the only thing that's bad about this POI is going to be the fact that there's just not a lot of ammunition here. So, if you guys are looking for a lot of ammunition directly off of drop, this might not be the POI for you, but if you guys are willing to sort of compromise the initial drop for having less ammo, that is great, because have a look at this. You're going to have close proximity, right, to not 1, not 2, but 3 major POI locations. So, we've got Corruption to the right, you've got the Town Square with the Jebediah Head, and then you've also got the Donut District. Now, there are going to be a few ways you can play this, but essentially, I like to grab the car, drive near over towards Corruption here, some more slurp barrels on the swing over there if you need them, and you can typically try and find a couple of people here, right, usually someone on top of that roof. But if not, just have a drive around, see if someone starts to shoot. We do actually get someone inside the main building there, so this is what I like to do. I like to try and third party this, or try to kill some of these players, and then I'll try and grab their ammunition off of them, right? And I think that's one way to go about it, especially if you guys are landing somewhere where there just isn't a lot of ammo off of drops. So we've also got a new gun here. I haven't seen this one, the deodorant applicator. It looks like a laser, which is pretty cool in terms of damage. What is it packing here? 11 with a fire rate of 14. So that's not too bad. I want to say, is that a DPS of 145? Is that how that works? I might try and use it. It's a little bit risky for my liking. What I will grab, though, is going to be some slurps as well as the big boy. Now that we are here over in Corruption, there should be... No, I don't. I was about to say, maybe there was going to be a Quickie Mart here. Maybe I'm mistaken. But of course, we've gotten our kill, so what do, guys? We now will head on out, and we'll rotate to the other named location. So here you can go to Burns. You can also go to the Town Square. I want to go to the Town Square. I want to see if the Jebediah Head is there. Now, I know a lot of players are out there saying, Butter, it's not worth getting this head. Right, yes, you'll be able to ignore one entire headshot worth of damage there. So long as you guys are wearing the Jebediah Head, you will ignore one shot there from any gun in terms of that headshot. So it is still here. It's a shockwave is in the hand there, but I tell ya, a couple of eggs. Oh, there it is. There's the new gun there. Very insane work there. The laser definitely is quite disorientating, and I wasn't too sure if we were taking a lot of damage or just no damage at all. So, we'll go inside, we'll close the door there. Try and, of course, get some shields up whilst we have this opportunity to. And I would also like a bit of a gun. Not a gun, I would like some more, like a car. That's what I want. So I want to try and make our way behind here to the back. I know that old mate is on the roof, or at least somewhere close to it. I can see those footprints, right? So we're going to crouch here. We're not going to try and make any sounds, right? That will be picked up by the visual audio. Now I'm going to open this door because he'll be able to hear that. And I'm going to go around the side here. And this is a perfect example, right, of a mind game. Right, so if there was someone up there, they now think we are inside the building. They think we're maybe going to go out the front. They're going to be watching there. Whilst we can sort of come around the side here and try and find a vehicle. Now, we do not need to run or at least crouch anymore. I'm going to quickly grab a little bit of heal off of this swing set here. Alright, you can typically sort of tell, right, if someone is still watching you or not. A lot of players will get impatient and they'll start to run around and jump around side to side like this. And when that happens, you can see their footprints on the screen, right? So, I couldn't see any of that. I do see some now, though. And we do have some more squishies here as well, which we can collect. So we're going to start that process there. We'll grab a little bit more of their ammunition and we'll head back on in. We're going to get a little bit of heal. And I do know that there is a fight going on. So we'll buy one more. And whilst that is waiting, I'm going to try and just stick our head out here and see if I can see them. I think I can. They're all the way at the very far side there. So we'll grab our squishy now, and we'll head on out. I would love there to be a car around here somewhere, but I tell you, there is just very few cars here, guys. And so for that reason, you want to be mindful of that. That, hey, if you're going to be going for these sort of sweaty POIs, to just be sort of mindful about that. Right, try to be very calculated with where you go, and really make the most out of your rotation here. So we're going to come around to the backside here. We're going to hug the zone. This is definitely one way to go about it. For those of you who have been already hitting that like button and hitting that subscribe button, you will know all too well and truly like the reason why we do this, right? You also know that we typically have a more aggressive playstyle when we play Battle Royale. Of course, as the season currently stands, I don't believe it is the best thing to do. I feel like you guys will have a lot of better options there to just simply, you know, try and be a little bit safer, be a little bit more cautious with the way that you guys go about these sorts of rotations here. So we're definitely going to take a little bit of a moment. We do have a card down to the left there. Alright, old mate with the laser rifle, the deodorant there. And we're going to grab this car now. And we're going to use this to try and find, hopefully, another G-Wagon. Try and just go back and forth there. Right, old mate on top of the hill. I want to get this car out of harm's way. And you know what? Considering the way that the zone is positioned, I was going to park it behind the rock and start firing. But I'm thinking we might just try and instead go around to the backside here, make our way over to zone, and get ourselves positioned up. You know, and I think now that we're in that top 10 here, guys, that is one of the most important things you guys can do, right? Is to get yourself a positional advantage. So, the second most important thing, however, is going to be to try to help us reach that goal, right, of 5,000 subscribers by the end of next year. That is the goal we're trying to hit. You guys have been killing it lately. In fact, I think the past 3 or 4 days, our views have, over tripled. It's been kind of crazy. I'm not too sure we'll be able to keep up the momentum, but I'm hoping so. Alright, we'll make our way now around the corner here. But yeah, big shout out to everyone who has joined us on this channel these past few days especially. A big welcome to the family. Alright, we've got some really nice shockwaves there. And you know what? There's some of those crusty crabs that... It's not a crusty crab. I need to jump down that hole and potentially never come back out. It's going to be the crusty burgers there, right? They did get a bit of a nerf. Alright, so now you can only carry, I believe, 3 of them. Instead of, I believe it used to be 6. So we're going to grab this now. The car has seen better days. It is not looking fantastic in terms of its health, which isn't great. You know, I feel like when you guys are traveling in a vehicle that is very close to exploding, this is something you want to be cautious about, right? This is something you do not want to be staying in for too long. It should be an emergency use only. And considering the way that the zone is spread out right now and with the amount of players that we have, this is pretty big, you know, for 5 players. I feel relatively safe in it. Up until now, anyway. Alright, so we're going to try and make our way out around to the side. We'll try and hug this cover here. We do know that we have the nuclear power plant inside, and there are still 4 other players left in the game. So we're going to do a bit of mental mind games here. We're going to go open the map, and we're going to go, look, if we've got 4 other players, we know that we want to be looking for shots. Now, if there are no shots nearby, you can sort of go, okay, it means players are likely not close by. So we can probably have one here, one here, one here. I would dare say one on the other side of nuclear power plant or here. Alright, so we know that there's going to be roughly, an equidistance here of players. Which means, where do we position ourselves to really take advantage of that? So I would like some high ground here. So maybe we could go here or here. Any side of Camp Krusty could be nice. Or over here as well. So we're going to mark this one. We also know that we've got some of these drop pods, these crates coming on down, which could be really good as well. And I think a lot of the other players are going to be keeping an eye out for that too. So we've also got one of those little porta bunkers over there, which means there could be a player still nearby. Of course, it might have been placed earlier in the game. You just simply don't know. So I'm going to check back occasionally. Oh, wow. Try and just release the balloon there. It's not looking great for us, I will not lie. Okay, he does get into a fight himself though, so I'm going to use this as a bit of a moment to get our shields up. We still have the slurp effect. We might actually jump on top of the building up there with it. I think that's the play. We grab the high ground. And now that we've got this high ground, we can use this as a very good and solid positional advantage. And I know that they're fighting down there. Down by... Oh, no. He's down in the... Yeah, okay. There's another porta bunker there. Unbelievable. I think that's like one of the most toxic items in the game right now is going to be the exotic Krusty launcher there. Now, I'm not too sure how you can actually release this, because you can't seemingly shoot at it, which is definitely a little bit annoying. But I do not want to be positioning... Oh, okay, so we've got one player over there, one player over there, one player down there. Okay, so I think you jump up in the air and then you release it. That seems to be the play. Wait for him, wait for him. Some solid damage there. Might actually go for this. It gets very risky sometimes when you're trying to do these sorts of plays. And I think sometimes it's better to just ignore that sort of fear that goes on in your head there. And goes, you know what? What is the mathematics of this? I've hit them for a lot of damage. The odds are, like, they need to heal up. So if they only have, like, 80 health and I've got 250, including that overshield, all I need to do is land a few hits there, right? And so it's kind of like, get over that fear. Alright, if you've done a lot of damage there and they haven't had time to heal up, it likely means you should be able to get that kill very easily. And I think that's definitely something that has helped me in terms of trying to run on out there to get a lot of these more peculiar and sweatier kills, is simply by just biting the bullet, so to speak. So, old mate is going to be swimming over there. Right, as soon as you see that bush go down, it is basically anyone's game there. It's not going to be ours, though. I feel like that's one thing that is for certain. Now, we could try and position ourselves up in a way where we can try and... Well, I want to be up in this zone here, right? We're still top 4. Oh, unfortunate for that player. I think old mate has jumped down there as well. Hide back behind cover here as we go to... did he drop the ground? Someone did. Okay, here he comes back here. We're going to hide behind this rock. He was just checking to see if we were still up here. See, that's what he's doing right now. Again, a lot of damage there, but he's got the bush. This is not something that I want to be playing with. Alright, in terms of our general loadout here. Oh, old mate has gone from instead. Alright, we could probably third party this. I would love to get out there. He's probably healing up, right? I would like some more shockwaves. I'm a little bit regretting that we just used one of those shockwaves there. But it is what it is. I probably could have used the blinky. But we're going to make our way in because this is top 3 here, guys. So if you have enjoyed it so far, make sure you guys do press those 2 buttons. Alright, make sure you try and help us reach that goal. And there he is, just around the corner there. Really nice position here to be in this bush. We've only got 1 shockwave though, so we're going to be a little bit cautious. We know he's likely... Okay, there he is. 1 on top of there. Kind of want to go for this. It's risky. But I think this is our shot, right? Ladies and gentlemen, if you did enjoy this episode, make sure you hit that like button. You hit that subscribe button, and as always, take care. Garnier.